Welcome everybody to the Chehalis Reservation. I'm glad to see you out. We're here today to make a big announcement for Indian Country. I just want to say to start out that the Chehalis tribe has been actively involved in supporting the Boys and Girls Club for the past several years. We've worked closely with our local Boys and Girls Club. We're very familiar with the Tulalip Club that is operating in Indian Country, and we're very glad that they're able to do that. And I think that the announcement that will be made here today will certainly make the pathway easier for any tribe within the state to begin to pursue that if that is something that they choose to do. So we're just really glad to be here today. Glad to host this event. And I want to introduce the Attorney General of the state of Washington, Rob McKenna.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank Chairman Burnett and Tribal Council for having us down here today. What a perfect setting to make this announcement in this absolutely gorgeous community center. We really appreciate you hosting us here today, David, very much. The Chehalis tribe has done so much to help youth already, as the Chairman has mentioned. The tutoring programs, the mentoring programs, athletics, the tribe's police department has been very active in supporting and making sure the youth are going in the right direction. The Boys and Girls Club is the recipient of this grant for $101,000 from our office, money that we recovered from a major settlement against the manufacturer of a drug that was violating the law. Because the Boys and Girls Clubs have a tremendous track record in helping youth go in the right direction, including helping youth make decisions that keep them away from drug use and drug abuse. Kids all over our state are making good decisions every day because of the positive influences of the Boys and Girls Clubs. We think that having more clubs available to the youth who live on reservations and near reservations is a great opportunity for them. Currently, of the 28 reservations, there's only one club on a reservation today. We'd like to see that expanded, and to help facilitate that, we're making this grant for $101,000 to the Boys and Girls Club Association of Washington State. You'll hear from them in just a minute. That will create a tribal coordinator position. Bill and I have been discussing this for some time, because as I've visited every single reservation in the state, as well as the two tribes that do not have a reservation, I've been struck by the tremendous love that the tribes have for their children, their great commitment to those children, and I have matched that up with what I've seen on the Boys and Girls Clubs around the state that I visited, which provide tremendous opportunities for those kids. So it's the perfect marriage. The recognized tribes of our state who are so committed to their children, the Boys and Girls Clubs who are so effective in providing opportunities for kids. It just makes sense for us to try to help the process along that will lead to more Boys and Girls Clubs being available to the Indian youth who live on the reservations, or as I say, near the reservations. Let me turn it over to Joe Ignolia from Boys and Girls Clubs, who's going to talk a little bit, and then he'll introduce Bill Sipalis to talk about the statewide association and the coordinator position. Joe?
Great. Thank you, Attorney General McKenna. Thank you very much. And thank you, Chairman Burnett, for hosting us today in this fantastic facility that's a testament to all that the Chehalis tribes have done to support the community and their kids. I represent my own organization, the Boys and Girls Club of Thurston County, but I'm also the president of the state association, the Washington State Association of Boys and Girls Clubs, which represents 20 organizations across the state. We have clubs everywhere from Bellingham to Vancouver, from Sequim to Spokane. We have metropolitan clubs. We have very small town clubs. We have clubs in housing authority buildings. We have clubs on military bases. And we have, of course, clubs in churches and schools. And we have one club on tribal lands in Washington State, and that's on the Tulalip Reservation. And that club is a part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County. We're hoping that through this grant, we'll be able to, for those tribes that so choose to start a Boys and Girls Club, we'll be able to bring more kids, tribal kids, into the Boys and Girls Club family and really provide those high-quality programs and relationships that the clubs provide for kids every single day. I'd also like to pass it off now on to Bill Scalis. Bill is the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Snohomish County. He's the former chairman of the Washington State Alliance of Boys and Girls Clubs, and a longtime Boys and Girls Club professional, going back to his days when he was a club kid, in fact. So, Bill?
Thank you, Joe. Chairman Burnett, thank you for hosting, and Rob, thanks for being here and your support. We were fortunate here in our organization and in our state to have the 6th club in the country, which is the Toilet Club, and the first one obviously in the state of Washington. We had a relationship over the years with the Toilet tribes through the nearest club, which is in the north end of Everett, and many of the kids that belong to the Toilet tribes actually participated through the club in North Everett. So there was an association that had been built up over the years and as those young people grew up to be adults, several of them, many of them became tribal leaders and wanted to have a club of their own. And that opened the conversation and discussion with us to help them establish that club in 1997. I'd like to turn it back to Chairman Burnett, and then we'll be open for some questions.
So in conclusion, I think if you all can see and understand that there's a very strong interest in not only this tribe, but I think tribes around the state of making sure that our kids are taken care of, and we have this organization here of the Boys and Girls Club that we so much agree with the mission statement that they have as being the safe place for kids, and so it really is a natural fit and a natural marriage. And I think the solution that the Attorney General came up with is a great solution. I think it will, in a year or two, we'll see some good results from that.